Today we will be dealing with a new branch of botany, that is new branch of botany, that is ecology. So before starting ecology, we should talk in terms of what is ecology, what is it related with, right? Now when we talk about ecology, ecology is nothing but it is all about an association of particular organisms with the relationship with the environment. So environment, here when we are talking in terms of ecology, first we will talk about a word called as environment and the organism which are living in that particular environment. So in environment there are two basic components are there. So first is the organism in which they are living and the atmosphere around which they are being habituated. For example, in ecology it can be studied as, we first will study about a word called as nature. Okay, in nature we will have two components, that is organism and environment. Okay, so basically this what is ecology? It is nothing but the studying about the nature of the organism, the habitat of the organism, its behavior of in that particular atmosphere, how the organism is growing from initial stage to the complex stage, and during the process of development how it is adapting to a particular environment. So the association or interaction between an organism and environment in a nature can be dealt in a separate branch of biology, that is called as ecology. Now here both these components of nature are individually having their own identity, but organism and environment both are interdependent on each other. They occur individually, and because the nature changes because of the organism and the environment. So every organism has its own particular way of living, particular acceptance to an habitat. As I said earlier, organisms and environment are interdependent. In the similar way, the activities conducted or adopted or undergone by a particular organism may also affect the temperature or environment of that particular organism in that particular environment. Both they are individual identity, but both are simultaneously interdependent on each other. So an activity of an organism may also show the effect on the changes in the environment, and both organism is also dependent on the environment for the survival of its till its existence. Okay, now when we this is all about nature. So study of all these study of all the interactions between the organisms and its particular environment in the area where it is surviving, and how it is adapting to the changes of the environment, all will be studied in a branch of botany, that is called as ecology. Now this is about definition of ecology. Now who was the first one who studied about ecology? So as the name here it is given, in 1859 a French zoologist named Isidore Geoffroy Saint Hilaire, he was the first ecologist. Actually he is a zoologist, but he used the word first time, that is called as ethology. Now what is ethology? It is nothing but it is a study of, ethology is nothing but a study of relationship of an organism with its family, with its society where it is living or where it is surviving. So there was a rough idea, first rough idea was given by a zoologist, French zoologist Isidore Geoffroy Saint Hilaire, by giving a term called as ethology. According to him, ethology is nothing but a study of interaction of an organism or an animal or a human being or any living being with its how it is interacting, how it is having a relationship within the family, and in excess if in family and in society, how it is interacting, how it is adapting to the new atmosphere, how it is depending on both family and society for its survival and existence. So that term was given, was called as ethology. Next, when this term was being given, at the same time there was another Englishman called St. George Jackson Mivart. St. George Jackson Mivart, he used the term, instead of ethology, he used the term called as hexicology. Hexicology is, he said that there was a term called as, instead of ethology, he said we can use the word as hexicology, and said that this is, hexicology is nothing but an interaction between an organism and its surrounding environment, how a particular organism is living and and the environment surrounded to him is being affecting the survival of that particular organism, and how that organism is adapting to the changes of the environment. So that term, before ecology the first term was given roughly was ethology, the next in the same year by Jackson Mivart gave a term called as hexicology. Now actually the term ecology was given by, first proposed by H. Ritter, a zoologist. So this was the rough figuring out of the term ethology and hexecology, basic rough definitions of ecology. So in the next actual term of ecology, the term ecology was actually used by a zoologist called as H. Ritter. Now in the year 1886, one more ecologist called as Ernest Haeckel accepted the definition of ecology. What was the definition of ecology? He said that he also went through all the research done by Mr. Jefferson, St. Hilaire, Jackson Weird, and the acceptance of the term coined by H. Ritter, and he said that at last in 1886 Ernest Haeckel said that yes, there could be a possibility of term called as ecology, and if there is a possibility of existence of ecology, then what is ecology? Ecology is nothing but a mutual an interaction between the organism and its surrounding environments for its survival, and the adaptation of the environment to adaptation of an organism for adaptation of an organism with respect to its environment. So this first definition was accepted by Haeckel. Now again there was another ecologist called as Warming. There was another ecologist called as Warming in the year 1895. Okay. Now this Warming, he was the one who has applied the use of made the use of ecology in his further studies, and he said that yes, there will be a particular relationship between the organisms and environment. This will lead to a study called as ecology. So in this we will study about, he applied the use of word ecology and the definition of ecology in his study, and said that yes, there is an interaction or an interrelationship between an organism and the environment, which is nothing but that type of study. A relationship between the particular organism and its surrounding environment is called as ecology. Okay. The authentic or standard definition which is accepted was given by Odom. So he said, Odom is the famous ecologist. He said that ecology is nothing but a structure and function of the nature. It forms, ecology is the structure and function of the nature. So ecology can be considered as the structural and functional unit, or structure and functioning of the nature, which means it has structure, it has both organism and the environment, and functioning. For the survival of the organism, it has to depend on nature and adopt the environment, and with the changes in the activity or during the process of growth in the organism, the environment also gets changes. So because of which there might be fluctuations in the existing environment also. So Odom said it is the structure and function of the nature, ecology. Okay. So these are the basic definitions we follow when we go for ecology. So the first and the foremost word was ethology, which was given by Isidore Geoffrey St. Hilaire. It is nothing but an interaction between organism within its family and in the society in which it is living. Next, in the same year, Jackson Mewart gave hexecology. He said that yes, there exists a relationship between organisms and its particular environment. Next, the actual term ecology. After ethology, hexecology, there came a word called as, everyone started accepting the word called as ecology. So this term was firstly accepted all over by a zoologist called as H. Ritter. All these are your multiple choice questions. Next, in the year 1886, Ernest Haeckel was an ecologist who accepted the definition of ecology. He said yes, whatever the people are going on telling, that ecology is a branch of biology which deals with the organisms, its structure and function, and its relationship with its particular environment it is living. Now this Warming was an ecologist in 1895 who used or who employed the definition of ecology in his research. Next, Odom was an ecologist who gave that it is the structure, and ecology can be considered as the structure and function of nature. Okay. Already talked about few ecologists and their opinion about the definition of ecology, what was the word first discovered, ethology, and what actually they meant with ecology. So after taking into analysis of the different definitions given by different ecologists, we can come to a conclusion definition that it is nothing but ecology can be said as a branch of science It is nothing but a branch of science which seeks to determine the environmental factors or effect of the environmental factors in the growth, in the distribution and the migration of the organism from one place to the other place. So ultimately ecology can be defined as nothing but a branch of science which is used to determine the effects of environmental factors in the growth, distribution and migration of particular organism.